Welcome to this channel. This channel is for educations and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So if you do not have the mindset to face the reality, please do not continue on watch this video. Today I'd like to share with you a topic, and that is why most Sifu and grandmasters can learn. Yeah, most Sifu and grandmaster, they cannot learn. As soon as they stamp themselves with Sifu name and grandmaster name, they cannot learn. They cannot further learning. The reason why this topic come up is because in the past few days, I have discussed with many Wing Chun teacher and martial art teacher on setting up a basic education curriculum, so the student be able have a good educations, be able to have a very solid foundations. Now, so many things comes up in the conversations, and due to I have many experience dealing with many Sifus and grandmasters, so-called Sifu and grandmaster, because these days people love to call themselves Sifu or grandmasters. This topic come up. So let's get into it. Why is people cannot learn? And of course, I'm saying this today. It's not that I'm attacking any grandmaster or Sifu. I just want to point out that there's a problem and there's a solutions. Because there are many people who I discussed these few days in terms of the curriculum also have this problem, but they don't see it. Now, let's get into an analogy so you know what is going on. Say if we want to talk about human diet. Well, if you go study what is a proper human diet, then you know that you need to eat protein, which is a part of your diet, fat, which is a part of your diet, and carbohydrate, which is a part of your diet. So you can have a good view on what is a good diet is. You know, you have this protein, fat, and carbohydrate. And then further, one will study how many percent of protein, fat, or carbohydrate one is needed for a specific person, type of person. And then in the protein, you have good protein and not that good protein, fat the same, and the carbohydrate the same. So that's how you study the diet, so that you be able to really have the knowledge of the diet and be able to eat properly. Now, if a person have no idea what is a protein, fat, and carbohydrate, you know there's he will not be able to see what is going on. Or if there's a person who only know about protein and do not know other thing else, you will know that his view is really narrow and extreme, and missing many things, because it's only knowing one thing, or knowing protein, or only knowing fat, or only knowing the carbohydrate. Okay? Now, so if a person do not know about this, a full view of diet, or a person only know one or two, you know this is not going to be able to see the entire picture. And actually he really do not have a handling on what is going on in diet. Now, if the person either do not have this understanding or only know about the protein or fat, proceed into as I like it. I eat whatever I can eat, protein only. So I go tell the entire world, we only need to eat protein. Okay, my way of eating is eating protein, while he have no idea on this thing. You know, when you get into this, it is disaster. Okay, now due to traditional Chinese Kung Fu today mostly do not have proper educations. It get into this case now. People don't really know what it is going on. People know only a little. And then after a while, they start to go as I like it, my way. It's very simple. Usually say, we do things this way. We do things in our style way. We do things in our school way. We do things in our lineage way. Or we do things according to this grandmaster way. So, when the entire mentality is this, that's why the Sifus and grandmaster who is having this type of mentality, they can learn, because they always is my way. This is how I want. Okay? So there are people, say a year ago, they are so-called grandmaster when I'm talking 6 core element. They never really learn what I'm talking about. So they took the words. They thought they know, but they don't. They don't see the entire thing. And then they're using my terms to go build whatever they want. Well, can they learn? Also, there are so-called grandmaster or Sifu who want to study with me, and I say, okay, you have to learn protein, fat, and carbohydrate. He said, no. I know the best how I eat fat or the carbohydrate. So just teach me the protein. Well, what he doesn't know is that is a relationship. It influences each other, the relationship between this. Thus, this type of people cannot learn. Now, when you have entire people like that, promoting, teaching this kind of stuff, what is the dead end? And there are many friends say they heard me present something in this channel on a certain part, and they keeping going. Like if I present the fat, they say, oh, fat this, fat that, and I want to learn all about the fat, so they go study all about the fat, and it missing the point. Why? Because I'm talking about the fat and also the interaction between all of this. But people thinking they just handling this, they be able to know everything. So it makes a world which is really simple, really complex. The simple thing is you learn protein, fat, and carbohydrate. You learn each of them. There are good fat, bad fat, protein the same, carbohydrate the same, and how they interact and all this kind of stuff. You learn that, and then you can specialize in fat, you can specialize in protein or different stuff. That's simple, but people don't. They don't know this either, or they go here, or as they like it, they do whatever they want, which is not a call to this anymore. Okay? Okay? So that's why most of the grandmasters today, they cannot learn. That's why you can see that 25 years ago, they say the same thing. 25 years later, they do the same thing. Okay? And you will not be able to make a compatible into the Western sports science and so forth, because they don't know. If you know that protein in Chinese is called there's a 蛋白质, and then in English is called protein, so that you can make compatible. But if you don't know what is the protein, then you got problem there. And you keeping pushing into what ancient Chinese or my Sifu's secret teaching according to this grandmaster. Now you got problem. Now, to make it into martial arts, this is the diet to get into the martial art. Very specific. Same thing with the diet. You want to practice martial art, real martial arts of the China. First thing, you need to know your physical body, how to handle your physical. The second is your breathing. So this is like your gear, this is like your combustion system. The third is your mind, which is like your GPS. So you need these three. So you need the physical, the breathing, and the mind. Three parts like this in the diet. But you look around, you look at Wing Chun in past 80 years. Or, well, you know what? Get 120 years. Get down to 1880s. Okay? Look around. Did anybody talk about breathing at all? Did anybody in Wing Chun talk about breathing at all? Any writing from 1880s to today, or even 1870s to today, did anybody talk about breathing? The answer is there's a void there. So you have only physical and some of the mind, okay, or mind. So you have two parts instead of the breathing, three parts. And even worse, you look at past 60 years, it get into chi and mind. It's like this is the dominant, this is the so-called internal and secret and top. And you're missing the entire thing here. So how is that thing going to function? So it's like your diet. How is it going to function? And the grandmaster keeping going here. Okay? Don't know about this exists. Or some talk about mind power only. Some talk about mind and body. And then they can do something called spirit. And then they say, according to their way or their theory, whatever. Now you track. Same thing as in the diet. So with this type of mentality, this type of educations, all those so-called Sifu, because everybody these days is naming themselves Sifu, and their student, grandstudent, just giving their teacher a name grandmaster. It is in this issue, in these situations. And yet, because everybody have the title Sifu and Grandmaster, you ask them to go learning all those things, of course, they don't want to do it. Because they want to do it their way. Of course, one thing is because of they are vested. It is their business. They cannot admit that even they are wrong. They have to go through it. Even they don't know this, they have to push it through or try to patch up things. Now it get into a dilemma. It's stuck there. See, you can see a very sad tragic is, say in Wing Chun for past 120 years, the breathing, which is the key of the Shaolin and general Qi Ji Guang, is not in there. So people keeping going into the Tai Chi, the mind power, the Qi power, all this kind of thing. You know that thing doesn't work. You know it doesn't work. But because people, like in the past 30 years, many so-called grandmasters will integrate Qi or whatever inside to their Wing Chun, and so call it their Wing Chun this, Wing Chun that, Wing Chun this. But you look into just a basic diet or basic martial art or basic Chinese Kung Fu, you look at that, you say, well, that doesn't work. Because it's missing a big part of the thing. So now you get into dilemma. This is like in the monkey, you put the monkey put the hand into the vase, try to grab the ball out, or grab the apple out from a jar. Like you have a jar, the monkey put the hand in, try to grab the apple out from the jar. Right now they stuck in the jar because they cannot get out. And many do not realize the problem. Many, due to their business and their organization, they stuck there. And so that's why yesterday I share with a few of the martial art friends the curriculum. I try to explain things, but many don't understand what I'm talking about. That's why I make this. Many don't have this. They thought that, oh, you come here, learn this from Hendrik, learn this from Hendrik. And they do not want to learn the entire thing. That is the problem. So that's why I say you need a curriculums, because this is easy thing to solve thing. You just have the basic guy, basic student to learn this, then everything will grow fine. And the education is that it doesn't go through this, it go random, and then you use a term, say, to judge people. Oh, this guy is good, this guy is not as good, this guy is, this Sifu is good, this Sifu is not that good. What is good or bad got to do with, do you know how to eat properly? So it's like when people talk about, do one know how to eat properly? You're talking about, he's not a good chef. Who cares about what's chef or not chef? Do you know about the diet? Not about chef, okay, who is the Iron Chef champion or something like that. So one way, one do not have a good basic. Another way, one go off topic. The entire thing is over. You don't have thing here. So this is what I like to share with you. This is a serious problem. To really serious. Many friends, Sifu grandmaster who contacted me lately, I asked them, make sure you know all the 6 core elements, you can handle the 6 core elements. Make sure you know the momentum and the breathing of the general Qi Ji Guang. We don't even talk Wing Chun. We talk the basic. If one don't have this, one don't see this. If one don't see this, one either go to learn, or one know that one is really missing the point. So if one want to press down, not learning, then you know it will end up to be selling snake oil. In fact, if you look at like people like General Qi Ji Guang is a grandmaster, right? Qi Ji Guang is a Chinese martial art grandmaster. Up to now, nobody surpassed him. That guy go learn the Japanese katana sword. Grandmaster be able to learn and be able to accept this, be able to accept their lack, be able to accept their blind spot, and thus they can learn. Like so in this book, it is not just the translations of the General Qi Ji Guang chapter. It has the background of the General Qi Ji Guang too. If you read this book, you know that General Qi Ji Guang took his Peking array from Tang Sunzhi. He learned it from the Tang Sunzhi. Qi Ji Guang learned things from Yi Da Yu. So he's not somebody like in the movie, you know, A Star is Born. No, he had many friends and teachers who he studied with. That's why you can see the connection between him and Yi Da Yu, another two generals in the Ming Dynasty. So what he have, the result what he get in chapter 14 is learning from Yi Da Yu, Tang Sunzhi, the two generals, and also the Japanese. That is what he used to write the chapter 14 here. And then the Shaolin adapted it. Okay, so it's in the book. Now, if we don't go that way like this, you know, very simple thing about diet, how are we supposed to learn anything? How are we supposed to progress? So of course, there's a lot of business, money, face value here. And thus there's a lot of lies, a lot of cover up here. It's just human. So that's why this channel is for educations and technology. We base on, if you want to do it properly, this is the proper way to do. As for whoever want to run their thing, whatever, that's their problem. And then stop to talking about this guy is good, that guy is good. Who cares of what chef good or not? This chef is an iron chef or not. We want to look into what is the diet. That is the bottom line of the educations of have a proper diet. Not this chef is good, that chef is good, so big deal. I mean, you can sit around, are you in entertainment or what? Talking about, oh, this MMA fighter is better in the ring, that is a ring, okay? Zhang Weili get KO because of this and that. Well, why don't you go up to the ring and see whether do you have what Zhang Weili have in terms of the training? How much training Zhang Weili have? How comprehensive is her training? Instead of sitting down there, oh, no, this guy beat that guy, that. What are you talking about? So this is the real deal. This is the real deal. Not name, not anything. Do one really know this? So this is what I like to share with you. Okay? You cannot fix things with just your protein or your carbohydrate. You need to do the entire thing. You cannot say, well, if the head is pain, then you just fix the head. You have to look at the entire body. And one thing in the Western is that there is a problem. It is a problem is often people just look at the partial. They don't look at the entire thing. And the Chinese look at the entire thing, but it got a problem too. A problem is they never get detail into it. And that's why it become like this. Oh, Qi solve everything. In the ancient, people say, oh, Qi, you have the Qi of the physical, the breathing, and your mind. Energy due to that. But here, people don't know what it is. They say, well, just energy. Energy, everything is energy. So hope that we learn from this, okay? Otherwise, let's face it, there's no Chinese Kung Fu.